Carpal tunnel syndrome can have a detrimental effect on your quality of life, but has nothing to do with having tunnel vision, so this effect is pointless. Hi everyone, and welcome to Exercise for Health. I'm Richard, and today I'm going to help you with managing carpal tunnel syndrome. If you're new to this channel, we offer tips, advice and exercises each week to help you manage your health condition with physical activity. So go ahead and tap the subscribe button below and the bell icon if you want to be notified of when we upload a new video. Carpal tunnel syndrome refers to a burning pain, tingling or numbness feeling in your hand and is caused by pressure on the median nerve that branches off from the spinal cord in the neck and travels through the shoulder and to the arm and down to the hand. This pressure or impingement could be at any point along the nerve, but when the symptoms are predominantly felt in the thumb and the first three fingers, it's likely that the compression is within the carpal tunnel. This is a small space on the underside of the wrist covered by a ligament that houses nerves, arteries, veins and muscle tendons of the fingers and thumb. When this space is restricted due to swelling of other tissues, then the median nerve becomes compressed, and that leads to neuropathy or pain. This swelling can be a result of microtrauma over a time, for example, repetitive or excessive strain on the wrist whilst using a mouse or computer keyboard without any wrist support. Some people wear a brace to manage their symptoms, and in some cases, people have surgery on the ligament to relieve the pressure on the nerve. However, I'm going to run through 6 exercises that aren't a miracle cure, but might help some of you manage the condition to improve the symptoms when you get them. Just make sure you only do the exercises within your pain-free range of movement, and if you try any that start to irritate it or make your symptoms worse, then obviously just stop doing it straight away, which you probably would do anyway. Firstly, we can start with some mobility exercises for the wrist. This will help start to mobilise the joint and begin to free up some space, and I've got 2 to get you started. The first one is to start with your elbows bent in towards your waist and with the palm of the hand facing the ground. Make a fist slightly with your affected hand, so not clenching it too tightly. At this point, you're going to take the wrist through flexion and extension. Think of accelerating and decelerating on a motorcycle, and continue the movement 20 times each way. This shouldn't irritate the nerve or symptoms, but if you find you want to progress this movement, you can do it with your arm out straight in front of you. The second one is very similar, but moves the joint in a different plane. So start with your elbows in, as with the last exercise, but this time with the palm of the hand facing inwards, like preparing to shake someone's hand. Again, make a light fist, and you'll take the wrist through radial and ulnar deviation, which is effectively moving the hand laterally. As with the other mobility exercise, continue the movement 20 times each way, and you can also do this with your arm out straight in front of you as a progression. Let's now move on to some stretches for the muscles in the forearm, as their tendons go through the carpal tunnel, so this may help reduce some inflammation by relaxing the muscle tissue. The first one is to stretch the wrist flexors. To do this, place the arm out straight in front of you with the palm of the hand facing up. Open the wrist by pulling the fingers and the hand down towards the ground, ensuring you keep your elbows straight. You should feel the stretch on the underside of the forearm. If you need to progress this stretch, you can assist it by using your other hand to grab the fingers and palm to pull it down even further, greatly intensifying the stretch. Make sure you hold the stretch for at least 30 seconds, and you can repeat this 2 to 3 times if needed. The second stretch does the opposite by stretching the wrist extensors. Start in the same position as the last one, but this time with the palm of the hand facing down. Close the wrist and imagine trying to get your fingers to touch your arm. You should feel the stretch on the top of your forearm, and again, if you need to increase the stretch further, you can assist it by applying some gentle pressure on the back of the hand with your other hand. Like with the first stretch, hold the position for at least 30 seconds and repeat 2 to 3 times. My advice with these stretches is to alternate between the two until you've completed the desired number of sets. Finally, let's move on to tendon and nerve glides. This is actively moving the tendon or nerve through the carpal tunnel, a bit like flossing the gaps between your teeth. These exercises are more likely to trigger symptoms, so take extra care when performing these to ensure you don't aggravate the condition. The first one is pretty simple to perform, and being a tendon glide is less likely to cause any irritation. Rest your elbow on a table or armchair with your wrist straight and your fingers pointing up and your thumb pointing towards you. Make a tight fist with your hand without moving the wrist joint and then open it back up to the start position. You'll notice that the tendons on the underside of the wrist are moving quite considerably as they glide through the carpal tunnel. Perform this action at a continuous steady speed until you've clenched your hand 20 times. The second one is a nerve glide, which is slightly more complicated to perform and is more likely to cause you some sensation along the nerve. I will show you 3 different ways of performing this exercise depending on what feedback you get from the movement. To start with, place your arm out straight to the side of your body, level with your shoulder and the palm facing up. Keep the shoulder down, draw the fingers of the hand towards the ground and then back up to a neutral position. Do this relatively slowly 10 times, and if it doesn't trigger any sensations, you can then try the next variation. Here I'm moving the nerve at both ends by tilting the head towards the hand while the fingers extend towards the ground, as in the first variation, and then bringing my head back up to a neutral position while bringing the fingers and palm of the hand upwards. This variation generates a greater amount of nerve movement, so may trigger some sensations in the hand. If not, the third and final variation does place a small degree of stretch on the nerve, so please be extra careful using this method, as nerves don't like being stretched very much like muscles do. This time I'm placing my hand against a wall to fix the hand in the open position with the fingers pointing down. I'm then using my head movement, tilting it away from the hand this time and back to a neutral position to generate a small stretch. Again, as with the other 2 variations, try the movements carefully up to 10 times, but if you feel symptoms increase, then stop them straight away. It's worth noting that it is possible your nerve symptoms are from an impingement elsewhere along the length of the nerve, from the neck to the hand. So as always, it's worth getting checked by a physiotherapist to ensure your symptoms are actually being caused by carpal tunnel syndrome and not something else. I hope this video has helped you today. If so, please give it a like by clicking the thumbs up button below and share this video with friends to help this channel grow so more people can benefit from it. And remember to stay active, keep moving, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click here to subscribe to this channel or click here to watch a recent video. See you soon.